Just this very morn, I found him with his nose buried in my nuts.
You fucker!
Did he die?
Wah, goodbye.
Oh no!
I wouldn't carry that right now.
With the apparatus.
Oh, what?
You're making my cheeks hurt with laughter again. I love it.
It's the one thing I'm good at. Is apparently making people cheat. No, I'm gonna stop there. Gonna do it? Yeah, he's gonna take the cake. Oh. Pardon me, coming through. Remember where we parked.
One.
One.
Damn,
Would you let me give me something that would let me flee?
God
damn it!
Was that the chalice?
No, I'm enlightened still.
Okay.
Oh, crap.
Oh, hi. Just thanks for dropping in.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, you might.
oh, there you go.
You might
Yeah,
wanna
no, I.
Yeah, this is. I don't know how we did it.
Put on a rocket launcher for this.
And
Goodbye.
pardon?
Let's get 2 flashlights.
Oh no,
We have
Seraphina
now-
has the flashbang.
Ones from Dawning might be as wide or possibly slightly
Oh,
wider.
you're right. Yeah.
We're live, by the way. So.
Hi, live.
Hi,
Fire
chat.
team.
For those who are not aware, there will be overload or unstoppable champions, so you will need a solution for that. But otherwise,
I have sidearm.
that'll do it.
Foxfire, let's compare.
Okay. Someone else gonna have to do the measurements while I'm in first person. I think mine might be wider.
Say Foxmar is wider. Yeah.
Alright.
Foxmar's hat is wider. Let me not be a jerk.
Yeah.
It is a very wide hat, and I will remember this, Chop. I will remember this.
Yeah. All right. So 3 hunter or 3 titans, 3 warlocks. This will be
Hunter,
exciting.
where?
Put that thing back where it came from.
All right. All right. So let's go ahead and get started on explanations for this encounter because it's honestly it's more complicated to explain than it is to do. Like a lot of these complex encounters, like Vault is just like a nightmare to explain, and when you do it, it's just like okay, not too bad. But in this encounter, so we'll start by going over the overall structure because I think that's the easiest place to start. So when we start the encounter, we'll run over to the other side of the room. We will free guardians. And, you know, someone's going home with free guardians tonight. I hope it's you. Once that happens, 3 people will each be sent off to their own individual shadow realms, and everyone else will stay in the quote-unquote outside. The people on the outside will do some stuff with the statues. The people on the inside will do some stuff with their statues. And then at some point, the witness will notice us, and the people inside will die. And that is why we have the engram.blue link open that provides a way to see what everyone looks like. It's just as a reference what their ghosts are and names and things. The people on the outside will be able to pick up the ghosts of the people who have died. I say died in air quotes. And then the people who are dead will use the spectator mode to indicate which of the platforms they are, that belong to the guardian whose ghost has been picked up, and then you deposit in one of these like plinths. And of course, we will be numbering these like a clock. No, of course not.
You're going to start a controversy on Reddit now?
No, there'll be 1 to 6 starting right here, reading it in reading order, like sane people would do.
Okay, yeah, we start at the Hive God and go around. Got it.
Yes, they will be like, so if you are dead, you'll be able to spectate and sort of see one of the statues in sort of a glowy spot. It'll be sort of glowing. It's pretty obvious which one is the one you're able to call, and then just sort of call it. Yeah. Go ahead.
If you want a visual example, the statues at the front of the room are more or less what you'll see.
Yeah, they're lit up with that sort of glow in the base. Anyway, you drop the ghosts into those statues. The guardians who are dead come back to life, back where they were in the Shadow Realm rooms, and then they finish doing their tasks with the shapes, and then they leave. Once the outside room has also finished their shape tasks. Once everyone comes out, there'll be a big glass wall here. To leave, you just run through it back to this side of the room. Once everyone's out, we get a few more unstoppable ochres, and then everyone except one person will die, and that one person has to start bringing people back by matching up guardians. Which is why we have, individual fashion and stuff. Let's see. Sejuk. No, this is Bad Chop.
This is Sejuk.
Yeah, I can tell Bad Chop by the pauldrons, because they're real wide. Hats look a little similar, but the pauldrons are really wide.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sejuk has the crunchy pauldrons. All right.
Yeah. The warlocks are all on point with hats, though. Can't mix any of them up.
So many points.
Yeah, all the points are in different directions.
All right. So let's talk about shapes. Everyone, Bungie took Scourge of the Past and said, "You learned your shapes in Scourge. Let's make more complicated shapes." So for the people who get taken to the inside realm, your job is the easiest. You have 3 phases. In stage 1, you look at the back wall of your arena, so you can see on the wall up here.
I'll be right
it's got
back.
rotating shapes. Your wall will rotate between 2 different shapes. They might be the same shapes, the same shape rotating twice, but it will most likely be 2 different shapes. So it'll be like circle and square and triangle and circle and square. For the people on the inside, they will see these 3 statues up here, and each of the 3 statues will be holding a shape, and that will be the same for all 3 of the inside people. So each person one person who goes inside will call out what the order of the shapes are: circle, square, triangle, whatever it happens to be. When you are inside, the first thing to do is identify which shape is yours. So one of the statues will be you, and it will be holding a shape. So once you've identified your shape, remember it. And then then it's time to start doing phase 1. In phase 1, you want to get rid of every shape except yours. So you want all of your own shapes. How do you get rid of shapes? When there will be knights that spawn. They sort of spawn here-ish and here-ish, sort of in the back room, but they tend to wander around pretty a lot, so they'll just sort of be roaming. When you kill a knight, it'll drop a shape. You can pick up that shape and then deposit it in one of the statues. If you pick up 2 shapes at the same time, don't do that. But that's a way to clear your stacks. So you pick up 2 shapes and then dunk it in a statue. Nothing will happen. That just clears you out. Once you've killed 2 knights, you'll start getting, you'll get an ogre spawn for the people on the inside. Just kill that ogre and then knights will spawn again with the shapes that are on your back wall. So does that all make sense so far?
Yep.
Okay. So once you've gotten, so phase 1 for the inside people is get rid of all shapes but yours. So imagine that I am on the inside and I'm standing right here in the left-hand spot and I'm holding the triangle. So when I spawn in, my back wall will be a triangle and a square, say. I will kill a knight, and if it drops a triangle, I do nothing. I just leave it on the ground. If I kill a knight and it drops a square, I pick up that square and I put it in the square statue. So the statue that is holding the square. It'll be one of the other 2 statues. And the other 2 people will be doing that. By placing individual shapes in the statues, you're passing them around, right? So you're basically giving your square to the next person. So that's phase 1. Phase 1 is get rid of every shape that's not yours. When everyone has finished phase 1, all of the inside people, then it's time to begin phase 2. In phase 2, you distribute both of your shapes to the other 2 locations. So I'm standing here and I have a triangle. I have 2 triangles on the back wall. If I kill a knight and pick up a triangle, I then deposit it in the middle statue, and then I'll kill another knight, pick up a second triangle, and deposit it in the left statue. Once you've done that, that's phase 2. At some point between phase 1 and phase 2, that's when the witness will notice us and will do the death thing. So try to remember, just keep in mind, which statue you've sent to already. The other thing is if you if the witness has noticed us and you're holding a shape, don't try and get it in the statue right before the trigger happens, because it's better to just wait and do it after, because if you do it right before, it can bug a little bit and then it'll get confused and the shape won't transfer properly. So just don't rush it if we're about to do the witness thing, and someone will call it because it shows up in the feed. After you've finished phase 2, you've gotten rid of all your shapes, and the other 2 people have given you one of each of their shapes. You will end up with, on your back wall, 2 shapes that are not yours. So if you're holding a triangle, you'll see a circle and a square on the back wall. At that point, your job is to kill both knights, pick up both shapes at the same time, and that's key. And if the outside team has finished their task, the back wall will have sort of done like a shattering effect, and then you could just run right through it, and then you're out. Which is pretty much all you need to do if you are inside, and that is the thing that everybody needs to know how to do, because who goes inside is random, right? The game picks, and we'll do it 3 times, right? It's classic, do it 3 times encounter. For the people on the outside, I'm not going to explain this in like deep detail because I think it's a little too complex to try and like verbalize. I know a lot of people have like looked at explanations, and we do have the Verity helper from D2 Atlas, which is pretty helpful. If you have not seen that, it can sort of tells you what you need to do. But the goal for the outside is to dissect the 3D shapes so that ultimately they match the 2 shapes that the person inside will end up with. So let's take an example because it's easier. So if the call is square, circle, and triangle, right? So each person will have square, circle, triangle. That came from the inside people. Your goal as the outside dissector is to make sure that whatever shape the statue has, so again, if this is square, that whatever shape it is doesn't have any square components. So the shapes that have square components are the cube, which is 2 squares, the prism, which is a square and a triangle, and the cone, which is a square and a circle, right? So each shape, each of the 3D shapes is made of 2 non-3D shapes, if that makes sense.
Is the cone not a triangle and a circle?
Yes, you said cone when you
it
meant
is.
cylinder.
Yep, you're absolutely correct.
Just,
Nope, you're absolutely right.
I have post-it notes all over my screen.
That's not unreasonable because that is the hardest part of the outside, is knowing, like, remembering quickly which 2 shapes make up each of the 3D shapes. Right, it's the 3D pyramid that is the square and the triangle. No, that's not right. Pyramid is 2 triangles. Yeah. Cube is 2 squares. Cylinder. There we go. Okay, sorry. Yeah, cylinder is circle and square. Prism is square and triangle, because they have the big flat sides. So I think the easiest way to do this, in terms of getting a completion, is assigning sort of 3.5 people to do dissection. So who has done dissection before and/or is comfortable doing dissection?
Pansy's fully comfortable doing this.
Okay. I am comfortable doing it. Do we have a third person?
I am willing to try.
All right. And that's
got us,
fine.
Alex.
Yeah. And we have the, if you don't, did I send, here, let me send you this link, because this will help if you want, if you don't have it already, because it does, it's just a calculator, but it's pretty helpful.
Yep.
So, and then that's 3 people, and most likely not all 3 of us will get sent inside, but it can happen.
Monkey's paw curls shut.
Sejuk, Bad Shop, Foxmar, does one of you want to be our backup dissector?
No.
Yes.
All right. Sejuk, you're the backup dissector. For the people on the outside team who are not the primary dissector, your job is to kill knights gently. Don't blitz the knights too fast.
Can I make a alteration to that, Sniper?
Oh, please go ahead.
If you are just doing ad clear outside, if you're not the person doing dissection, just don't touch the knights. Because the problem with, if you kill the knights early before the dissector's ready for a shape, the shape will be sitting there, it'll despawn, and you'll need to kill additional
Unstops.
Knights and unstops.
Additional waves of unstops.
Yep.
So just survive, leave the knights to the dissector, and dissectors have what you need to be able to kill knights quickly when you need to.
The other thing about that is that after 3 knights are killed outside, actually, I'm not sure if that's precisely correct, but it's nearly correct. You'll get unstoppable ogres. Once you kill those will cause the knights to sort of reset and spawn again. For the inside team, your ogres will not be unstoppable, but they will be ogres. So have something for that. I recommend a machine gun, but do what you like.
And additionally, the knights on the outside will spawn circles on the left, triangles in the mid, and squares on the right.
Yep.
They do wonder as well, but when they spawn in, that's where they spawn.
Yeah. There's definitely teams that like will. This is getting too into the weeds, so I will brief. But there are definitely teams that have like each person outside just kills a knight and then picks up a shape, and then the dissector just tells them where to put it, which also works, but requires more crosstalk.
Personally, I prefer one dissector simply because it means inside team can fully make use of voice chat to communicate with each other.
Exactly. So that is the main sequence. The outside team, they will do the dissections. They'll move the shapes around. I guess I didn't actually explain dissection, so I'm going to do that extremely briefly. When you deposit a shape into the outside pillars, the first one will glow yellow like this. It'll just sort of get lit up. And if you deposit a different shape into a different pillar, it will swap the shape out of that pillar. If the shape was already sort of a component of the shape, that was very confusing to say.
Consider this a shape exchange.
Yes. So if you have two 3D shapes, you have a sphere. Let's take the simple case of your sphere and your cube. So if you've got sphere and cube, if you put a circle into the sphere thing and a cube into the square shape and swap them, that will take a circle from the sphere and put it in the square, in the cube, and it will take thereby transforming it into a cylinder. And it will take a square from the cube and put it into the sphere, also making a cylinder. So the goal is to make sure that the shapes don't have what they have on the inside. I know it's very complicated, hard to explain.
Yeah, the general rule of thumb that makes it a little easier is when you're outside dissector, always dunk the same shape in the statue that's holding it inside. So if, say, the leftmost statue is circle, you only dunk circles in that statue as the dissector, because you want to be taking any circles there away from it. And if you kind of follow that pattern, you should be able to get it in 2 or 3 swaps, depending on a bunch of other things.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of corner cases, which we're not going to worry about.
Let us attempt this.
Yeah. All right. So
there's a lot of you got to see it in this encounter.
there is. I happen to really like this encounter. I think the use of the death mechanic and the screen view, like the what's it called, observer, death cam, to do the callouts is really cool. But anyway, does anyone have any questions before we start? We'll put it in motion and then we'll see how it goes.
Have you explained the death cams?
Sorry, what was that?
Yeah. Cool.
Okay. Sorry, your volume sort of keeps shifting up and down.
Sorry.
No worries.
All right. Come here. Sorry, my trying to get my screen to be where I want it. Okay.
Also, just as a recommendation, refresh the fire team viewer that Sniper sent out, just in case folks have made loadout changes, because I know I made a loadout change early on in the explanation.
Yeah, I changed my hat to be something a little less square.
Okay.
Whether or not we'll see if the actual.
They do. It resets on start. Like it scans everybody, rebuilds and rebuilds the statues on start.
Yep.
on the start of the encounter. If you change gear mid-encounter, that's a little more questionable whether it'll track or not. But
All right. Shall we kick this off?
all right.
Yep. Everyone come to the front half of the room so you know that you're ready.
Yes. And someone can claim their free guardian.
Can we take them home?
I wouldn't take the middle one.
Oh,
Oh, it changed. Never mind.
All right.
Yep.
Here we go.
All right, Pansy can do outside puzzle.
it
What's
is
the statue order?
triangle, circle, square.
Thank you.
Oh my God.
I have 2 circles. I'm fine.
All right. Who else inside? Okay. Foxmar, what do you have on your back wall?
I'm outside? Or wait,
Are
no,
you?
Am
No,
I?
you're inside.
Oh
Yep, you
shit!
are
I
by
thought I was still outside.
Yep.
Triangle, square.
Okay. Foxmar, you are the. So what is your shape?
Crap. I have no idea at the moment.
Yep, that's fine. Take a sec.
Foxmar's shape is triangle.
All right.
Yes, triangle.
Okay. So find a triangle, or sorry, find the other shape that is not triangle. You'll
There's
kill
a
knight and-
circle and a square.
Oh. Yeah. Grab one of those and send it to the shape that it is.
Outside puzzle complete. When it snows you,
Excellent. Oh, there's.
All right. This is which. All right. I have Foxmar.
Go to the back of the room.
Yep.
I have Salix.
All right. For the dead people, who do you see?
I see Salix. They are 1, 2, 3, 4.
Foxmar is
four.
1.
Foxmar is 1.
Also, Sejuk, there's a guardian over or ghost over here you need to pick up.
Yeah. When you get see those blue things on the ground, you should
wrong tab.
pick those up right away.
You need to
Then-
dunk in 6.
It's in 6. It's the last one.
Excellent. Somehow, I don't think that thing updated.
Yeah, it didn't.
It's a little slow sometimes. All right. Inside team, how you doing?
I have no idea.
Okay.
All
What
right.
do you see on your back wall?
I have a square and a circle now.
Matchup has a square.
I have a triangle just repeating constantly.
Okay, that's
Then you
good.
have 2 triangles.
Okay.
Yes.
Yep.
So the other people who are in the inside, we might be doing this again. Well, we were definitely doing this again,
Yeah,
but that's
we-
okay. Yep. So because this is people's first time, don't go beyond, don't skip ahead to stage 2 until everyone's done with stage 1. Because
Yeah.
I got a triangle.
so just send each shape to the match it up to the statue and send it to each one. But we're dead now, so it's fine.
Blue engram to another window, please.
Mm.
Foxmar, would you like a quick refresher on how inside works?
I think I had stepped away when Sniper was explaining it, so I missed that entire thing. So I was like, and I thought I was outside at the beginning too. So I don't know. I couldn't tell I'd gone in.
Yeah, if you're by yourself, then that's how you know you're inside.
Well, the thing is, someone ran past the front when the encounter started, so I thought I was still outside.
Ah,
Yeah, no, it takes a moment. The surefire way to make sure you're inside is look from the stage towards the flag, and you'll see a big glass wall halfway across the room if you're inside.
Okay, so if you're inside, we'll go over the procedure again. Stage 1 is get rid of every shape that's not yours. So how do you know what your shape is? Find the statue that is you. In the 3 statues, there will be one of them, and that will be holding a shape, and that shape will be yours. So let's say it's square. Foxmire. So you'll be holding square. You'll be on the left. Say. The back wall will either be showing 2 squares, in which case you're done with stage 1 and you don't need to do anything. If it's showing anything other than 2 squares, then pick up the other shape that isn't a square and give it to the statue that's holding that shape. So if there's a circle, pick up the circle from the knight. You'll kill a knight. He'll drop a circle. Pick that up. Put it in the circle statue. Once that's done, once everyone is done with stage 1, then we'll go on to stage 2, where you take both of your shapes, each of your shapes that is yours individually, and give it to the other 2 statues. So say you're on the left, then you'll give a square to the middle statue, and you'll give a square to the right statue. Does that make sense?
Yes?
Yeah. So maybe to
Okay.
give
It
you
really
a little more...
is.
Here, Foxmore, let me give you a little more context.
Yep.
So what you're doing when you're inside is you're making a key that allows you to pass through the barrier that's going to be erected across the midline of the room and escape through that barrier into the outside area where everyone else is. The key you need is made up of the 2 shapes that your statue isn't holding. So if your statue is holding square, we need to get you a triangle and a circle.
Okay.
Fortunately, we can do this algorithmically, so you don't need to think about what you have and what you need and do more complex communications with everyone else who's inside. So how this works, as Sniper was saying, if you look at the back wall, you will see 2 shapes there, and it'll be swapping back and forth between them, as you can see now. If those 2 shapes are both the same shape, and they're both the shape that you are holding, so if you see your statue holding a square, if you look to the back and you see 2 squares, you are done automatically for
Okay.
step 1.
Okay.
If there's anything that's not a square here, you need to kill the 2 knights that will spawn in the back of the room, pick up anything that's not a square, and give it to the correct statue. So if a knight drops a circle, pick up that circle, dunk it in the statue that's holding a circle. Same with triangle.
Okay.
Because when you dunk a shape in a statue, that sends it to that guardian's room. So when everyone does this process, in step 1, we ensure that everyone has 2 copies of their shape.
All right.
Moving on to step 2. Now that everyone has 2 copies of their shape, if everyone gives 1 copy to each other statue, then everyone has everything they need for a key. So again, in this example, you're square and you're the leftmost statue. So you kill your knights again. You'll have 2 squares on the ground. Pick up 1 square, dunk it mid, pick up the second square, dunk it right. Because everyone's doing that, now everyone has the 2 shapes they need to make their key. Step 3 is kill your knights a final time. Since you're square, you'll get a circle and a triangle. Pick both of those up at the same time, and in your little buff menu, they will combine into a 3D shape. that 3D shape is your key, and assuming the outside puzzle has done everything correctly, once you have your key, you will be able to walk through the barrier, and you will be back in the main room with everyone else.
Okay.
Do you follow?
Yes, I think so.
Wonderful. That's all there is inside.
All right.
Right.
Let's try again.
Also, don't fall in the hole.
Fall
Yes,
in the
the hole
hole.
is
Got
death.
it.
He's
Right.
dreamed of danger and spice.
I get a free Foxmar.
I didn't know I was on sale.
Okay. Foxmar Bad Chop, we are outside. Pansy's doing outside puzzle.
Okay.
Triangle, square, circle.
Triangle, square, circle.